Hey, what's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena. Samsung has just released its Galaxy S24 FE, and it looks quite similar to another Samsung phone we've seen this year. I'm talking about the Galaxy S24 Plus, a flagship that came out a few months back. So how comparable is the S24 FE to the S24 Plus, and which one is actually the better deal? Let's put these two phones head to head and find out. The Galaxy S24 FE aims to offer a premium experience that's a bit lower tier and more affordable than the true Galaxy S flagships. The phone came out recently, and even at launch, it's considerably less expensive than the S24 Plus. However, the S24 FE is not exactly a flagship model, and the S24 Plus is, so it brings a few extra high-end features. Looks-wise, the two devices are quite similar, with nearly identical designs. But while both have a Gorilla Glass back and aluminum frame, the glass and metal on the S24 Plus are higher grade and meant to be a bit tougher. Also, the S24 Plus is slightly more compact and lighter. You get the same ingress protection on either phone, IP68 rated dust and water resistance. The S24 FE has the same size display as the S24 Plus. It's a 6.7-inch OLED with a 1080p resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. But the S24 Plus's display is more fancy. It has a higher 1440p resolution, and it uses LTPO tech. LTPO means that the S24 Plus can dial its refresh rate much lower to a minimum of, well, 24 Hz when idling to save energy. The S24 FE's minimum refresh rate is 60 Hz. Another difference is that the bezels on the S24 Plus are thinner, making for a more premium viewing experience. And as I mentioned, the S24 Plus's display is sharper than the FE's, and the phone has higher tier Gorilla Glass protection. Both devices have the same HDR video support and around the same maximum brightness though. Both phones have stereo speakers with very good loudness. The audio quality is great on either phone, but seems a bit richer on the S24 Plus. Let's listen to both to compare. Another difference is that while both phones have an under-display fingerprint reader, the S24 FE's is optical, while the S24 Plus's is ultrasonic. Ultrasonic sensors may be better, but they're less suited for use with glass screen protectors. As you'd expect, both phones have the same software package, One UI 6.1 on top of Android 14. You get all the same features on the S24 FE that you would on the more premium model, including Samsung's DeX and Galaxy AI features. You can check out our dedicated One UI video to find out more about those. And you get 7 years of software support on the S24 FE, the same as on the flagships. There is a difference in the hardware of these two devices. The Galaxy S24 FE is powered by an Exynos 2400E, made in-house by Samsung, and the phone has 8 GB of RAM. The S24 Plus can come with either a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or an Exynos 2400, depending on the market. This phone has 12 GB of RAM. In benchmarks, the results from the S24 FE are actually not so far away from those of the Exynos version of the S24 Plus. Sure, the flagship model has the edge, but the difference is marginal, and it's definitely not something that you notice in real-world use. When it comes to sustained performance, both phones leave more to be desired. The FE had a worse case of CPU throttling between the two, throttling down to as low as 50% of its peak performance during our prolonged stress tests. The phone's battery life is roughly the same. Of course, your mileage may vary depending on your primary usage. The Plus model did a bit better in web browsing and video streaming, while the S24 FE posted stellar call times. The S24 Plus supports faster 45-watt wired charging and was able to charge from 0 to 74% in half an hour, compared to 56% on the S24 FE, and it was faster to charge to full as well. Both phones support wireless and reverse wireless charging too. Now we have the cameras. The S24 FE has a 50-megapixel main cam, an 8-megapixel 3x telephoto cam, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. The cameras are nearly the same on the S24 Plus, except that its zoom camera is 10 megapixels, and its ultra-wide has a larger sensor, but it still has a 12-megapixel resolution. The S24 Plus also has a 12-megapixel autofocus selfie cam, while the S24 FE's is 10 megapixels with fixed focus. During the day, the S24 FE and the S24 Plus shoot equally good photos from their main and ultra-wide cameras. You might find some differences here and there when pixel peeping, but they're very slight. There is a small difference when it comes to zoomed photos. The FE's zoom lens has a longer focal length, despite both phones being marketed as having 3 times magnification, so we like its zoom shots better. At night, shots from the main cam are just as good from either phone, but the S24 Plus seems to have better developed shadows. The S24 Plus also produced much better ultra-wide photos at night. And nighttime photos from its zoom camera are also cleaner and better defined. Both Galaxies support video recording in up to 8K with the main cameras and 4K with the others. The quality is quite similar. And finally, both phones take very good selfies, and their field of view is equally wide. So there you have it guys, the S24 FE and the S24 Plus. So which is the better choice? Both of these phones have a similar design and the same size screen. You get the same software experience and support, and the daylight camera quality is identical too. However, with the S24 FE, the phone comes at a lower price, despite having a similar user experience. This phone also provides longer call run times than the S24 Plus. The S24 Plus is a bit more compact and uses higher grade build materials. It has a nicer display, better battery life in web browsing and video streaming, and it charges faster. It's got more RAM and a slightly faster processor, and its cameras are a bit better in low light. This phone is also better with some niche features, such as a hardware proximity sensor, an ultrasonic fingerprint reader, and ultra-wideband support. In the end, it's hard to declare a clear winner. Get the S24 FE if you need to save some cash, or get the S24 Plus if you want a phone that's a notch up across the board. Either way, you shouldn't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.